Hello, everyone. How are you doing on this fabulous Sunday? In case you haven't noticed, my cat, Kit Kat, is here to supervise. He's wagging his tail here. Yes, here I am live again. I will start pre-recording these due to Facebook rules of deleting. Oh, look, there's a cat ear. Okay, so before we knock this over, let's move this a little bit. Welcome into Wild Animal Wisdom for the week ahead. I'm Kathleen Carol Mason. Quick announcement. Guided by Animal Angels, 3 steps to find peace after animal loss. Remember to save your spot for April 2nd. It's going to be awesome and interactive. So let's pull a few cards and see what the animals want us to know. Get some wisdom for the week ahead for basically everyone in general. And let's see what we're coming up with here. Gonna pull this one. Oh, this one has been coming up a lot. And I've seen other readers pulling this one up a lot. In fact, we just had this one a couple of weeks ago, and now we're back again with the Panther. Because the Panther is trying to tell us to reclaim your power. Many of us are feeling a bit disempowered right now, aren't we? Lots of things going on in the country, in the world, in our lives. And what I really want to talk about in that area as well is, Kit Kat's giving his advice here, is diving into your intuition, which is something I love helping people do, mainly women. Women actually have their brains are even set up in a different way to really dive into their into their intuition. I almost said animal intuition, but which is something I teach, right? Animal communication. But your power is your intuition. And so many people out there aren't listening to their intuition, right? They're listening to so many other things, whether it's AI. Now, I find AI to be really great for taking maybe something I've written for a title, tagline, whatever, and maybe tidying it up a little bit and rewording things in a way that sounds a little better, but not to like totally rely on it for things. You could see Kit Kat's whiskers are coming in. But anyway, so we really need, this is really a call to dive into our intuition and listen. And if you find that you're having anxiety, if you're struggling with anxiety, it doesn't feel good in your gut, the direction you're going in or whatever, chances are you're not listening to your intuition. You may be listening to other people that are telling you things, and they're not in alignment with you, their advice, right? Because everybody has different advice. It's like that, and different guidance. We all have different guidance. I talk about animal angels a lot because animal angels are those animals that were with us in life that have crossed over. And, it's part of what can offer us guidance. And when we dive into our intuition and when we start getting that guidance that's for us personally, not for everybody else on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or whatever, but that guidance that's meant to be just for us, that's what we need to be listening to. So if you're feeling anxious, depressed, distressed in some way, chances are you're not listening to that guidance. And it's ironic that we're talking about Panther spirit here because we have Kit Kat, the mini panther, who's here with us. And he's sitting here very stoically listening to this whole thing. But anyway, So, yes, intuition is this is what I teach, and what I love more than anything is helping women to get out of their head into their heart and finally harness that power that they've been ignoring for who knows however long. Um, and that's why we find ourselves in situations where maybe we're in the wrong job, maybe we're in the wrong relationship, maybe we're living in a place that's not really aligned to who we are, right? So I'm looking at Kit Kat there. So we need to really dive in. In my program, I teach you tools to how to dive into that power, how to reclaim it. And ironically, I even have a mini course for those who have been through narcissistic relationships. It's actually called Reclaim Your Power, with tools for getting, healing, getting unstuck, getting on track, and really diving back into your power. So I'm going to wing this more on my own tuition rather than read, but I will give you, let's see, Panther Spirit. I'll give you some guidance here that was specifically given. But again, to me, it's mainly about getting back to intuition. So, are you feeling shaky because you've made a bold move and have not yet seen confirmation that everything is going to work out? Or is fear holding you back? Are you afraid to act until all risk of failure has been removed? The moment when there is no risk whatsoever will never come. So follow the urging of your Panther Spirit, which can also be your animal angels, right? Within, and look your fear in the eye. Have you ever heard the famous line, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself? And I always say everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. So stare down your fear and tap into your intuition. I'm throwing that in there. And it will retreat and make way for your courage to fill you from head to toe. So perhaps you're afraid you can't trust the power that is rising in you, and you fear the qualities you will find within when you look deeply at why you resist the challenge before you. Every part of you, no matter how dark it may seem, has a light quality, so be bold and face it. Own the light and make peace with your shadow. Spirit trusts you to be brave and trust yourself. So, but trusting yourself, like I'm saying, is going back to your intuition. That's your power, is your intuition. And we've become, as a society, disconnected as a whole from our intuition. And I help you to reconnect to that. So if you're listening and you feel that disconnect, do reach out to me, message me, book a healing clarity call with me, and let's have a conversation. Okay, so let's look at the next bit of guidance we have here. These cards love to stick together. This just ties in with the Panther Spirit. It's the Badger. So, be fearless and bold. And what was it just talking about is being fearless. But the first thing we have to do is get clarity. That's why my website is clearlyblissful.com, because we need to get clear in order to find our bliss. We need to get clear on who we are. And to get clear, we've got to tap into that intuitive guidance, don't we? Kit Kat is just running amok here, which is what he does best. So be fearless and bold. Look at those colors. I just love that. Be fearless and bold. So get clear first on your direction. We need that more than anything, based on our alignment, based on being authentically who we are. And then we get past the fear that holds us back. We get past the limiting beliefs that keep us stuck. Something I also help clients with. So I want to just dive back to the badger for a moment. So when badger spirit comes to protect you, he reminds you that anger or aggression, argumentative behavior, and being pushy or manipulative will not result in a positive outcome. Perhaps someone close to you has excess badger energy. Think about that one for a moment. Or perhaps that energy is pent up in you. I see it all the time when it comes to politics, for example. There's so much anger of this anger that just comes out in people as they argue with each other. But either way, now is the time to calm down and allow the energy to pass through you. Go for a hike or a brisk walk, shake it off, or dance it out so you can return to the situation determined and committed, but not so intense that you overwhelm others and yourself. The appearance of badger spirit also serves as a reminder if you have been relentlessly pursuing something that keeps eluding you, the message that it's time to surrender up to your higher power and focus on something else. To me, that something else is what our heart is trying to tell us. Badger spirit wants to protect you from self-will run rampant, from being obsessed with getting what you want in the form you prefer, in timing that fits perfectly with your notions of what has to be. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around your wants. Better, more beautiful opportunities will be the result when you release some of that badger spirit intensity, along with your need to have it your way 100%. What was that song? There was a song, Garth Brooks, Unanswered Prayers, right? He thought he wanted something in particular, and his prayers went unanswered. I guess it was a person that he wanted, but then it turned out that there was something else in the works for him, someone better than what he thought he wanted. So there can be things that are beyond our wildest dreams, that we're not, we're not seeing. We think we want something. I've heard someone call it well, anyway, I won't get into that, but let's just say wanting something that's less than what our heart really wants, because we believe that, well, we only deserve, like, for example, we want a big Cadillac car, but we think we only deserve a tiny, smart car or something, because it's cheaper and it's better on gas. But maybe our heart really wants the Cadillac. But we overlook it. And this is, again, about getting clarity, isn't it? We need to get clear on what we really want. We need to get out of our head and into our heart and go with what our true heart desires. So let me know in the comments if this is resonating with you. Let's pull another card and see what we come up with here. Seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. And when I feel into this, what I feel is that we need to also tap into other mindset tools and tap into our heart and get into things like appreciation. Really appreciate what we already have. When we do that, when we feel positive and get our vibes higher, if you will, then we have a tendency to attract more in of what we want. So watch and wait. But while we're watching and waiting, also stay on track with being positive. Here comes the cat whiskers again. Stay on track with being positive. Stay in a place of appreciation. You want to feel good while you're watching and waiting. And have patience. I was listening to this one woman who's very successful, and she said people are always asking me, and this is in her business, people are always asking her, why is she, or how did she get there? And she said, I never gave up. I kept going. I just never gave up. That's the only difference, she said, between her and others who failed. There's no such a thing as failure. There is such a thing as giving up. So stay positive, watch and wait, and allow things to manifest for you. Now I want to dive into, I'm going to dive into a fourth one. Sometimes I only pull 3, but I want to go with a fourth one here. And in a way, I am interpreting these in the way that it's coming up for me. Grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. Doesn't it tie in? We keep talking about letting go of fear, right? Talking about letting go of fear. And sometimes we have to just take that leap of faith, don't we? We have to, I always say, in fact, the 2 things that hold us back are fear and limiting beliefs. So, Badger saying here, be fearless and bold. And Panther, reclaiming your power, getting back to your power. I feel like taking the leap of faith ties it all together. It's letting go and taking that leap. Maybe you've been holding back. You've been feeling like, is this the right time? I'll wait for the end of the year. I'll wait for the new year. Or maybe I should wait till the summer, or whatever it is you're waiting for. But when are you going to take that leap of faith? It kind of burns up a lot of energy when we think a lot about it, but we're not actually doing it. So, is it hard for you to trust in good fortune because you have been hurt in the past when you took a risk? And this is where the fears and the limiting beliefs come up. Staying earthbound does not offer the safety you seek. So we're here in this life not to be like in some kind of safe mode, right? So for that can be found only through trusting that spirit is always with you and wants the best for you. And that includes our animal angels, by the way. Your intuition is guidance from spirit, telling you to let go of your fears and leap into the abundance and good fortune awaiting you. Grasshopper reminds you that the only way now is to jump forward. Can you be willing to trust the unknown? Talking about that fear again. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. The great mystery that you can't fully understand. Even if you take the teeniest leap in consciousness to be willing, it's a beautiful beginning. it makes us stronger, doesn't it? Right? There's that saying, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Sure, every leap forward brings a new challenge, but you can handle it. And Kit Kat's back. Oh, he's getting into everything. You can handle the challenge, trust me. All right. You can handle it. Take the leap. I mean, we don't want to necessarily not think a little bit about the leaps that we're taking, right? But get clear on your true heart's desire and really look at that fear. Does it make sense? Or is it being caused by something that happened in the past that's causing you to be afraid again? And, you know, that's what happens. We get stuck because we think, oh, what if I'm going to make another mistake? Maybe your belief system has you either not believing that you can do it or whatever. So whatever that belief may be, if you're struggling with this, reach out to me because I can help you get the clarity you need and I can help you to get unstuck. And we dive deep into your intuition because you're the only one that has the answer, and into whatever those blocks are that are keeping you stuck. So message me. We'll hop on a complimentary healing clarity call and make a plan for you and get you moving forward one way or another. If it's a fit to work together, then, you know, we'll look at that option as well. But having guidance to help you to go deep. Sorry, Kit Kat's just a maniac. Having the guidance that you need to help you to go deep, to get the clarity, to get past the fears, the beliefs, to make a plan to move forward. There's no shame in it. We all need it at one time or another. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. And Kit Kat says goodbye as well. He's being a crazy little maniac. And I will see you again in a week for more wild animal wisdom. And do save your spot for Guided by Animal Angels. Take care, and I hope you have an awesome week. Bye for now.